Greetings to you from Vasva Group. We take this opportunity to welcome you to this customer awareness on True Costing Module 3. Every customer wants that they must operate the project cost within allocated budget. It consists of two parts. Let us consider the mechanical part. First one is procurement cost of materials and second one is mechanical execution. Most of the cases, design, engineering and procurement are done by the customer. Thereafter, customer awards the mechanical execution part to suitable mechanical contractor. Let us consider the machinery erection. Customer ordered machineries to a suitable supplier who does the engineering and the manufacturing of the machineries. The customer designs a tender document and invites bidders to quote for the machinery's erection. It is a common terminology used by the customer. That is, all tools and tackles are in the scope of contractor. Please observe this. All tools and tackles. What is the intention of customer by mentioning all tools and tackles? That a contractor will make assessment of all tools that may be required. They will ensure that required tools are available at erection site and they will not ask customer to provide any tools and tackles. But what is the implication in the bidder's mind and the impact on the costing of the work assessed by the bidder? How does a contractor know what are the tools and tackles required for those particular machineries? It differs from place to place, varies from manufacturer to manufacturer. Consequently, contractor assumes a lot of varieties and capacities of tools and tackles and captures the cost of all the tools. During actual use, maybe there is a real use of only 15% to 20%, whereas the contractor takes back other tools and tackles as it is, completely unused. In spite of assuming a lot of tools and tackles, also a contractor misses vital tools and tackles. Let us take an example. A contractor received award of girth gear replacement work of a cement mill by a premier customer. After girth gear alignment and pinion alignment is completed, customer asked the contractor to box off the girth gear guard and complete the tightening of all bolts of the girth gear guard within 4 hours. Contractor had sufficient manpower. However, when they found that the girth gear guard has bolts which needs D-spanner and ring spanner of 12 mm, the contractor had only 2 sets of spanners. D-spanners of all sizes, 2 sets. Only 2 sets. Whereas what is the call of the hour? It needs the particular size of spanner 12 mm only 10 sets so that he can engage 10 workmen parallel. 12 mm only and 10 sets. No other spanners. See, the contractor has many other sizes of the spanners, those are of no use. Here comes the planning of tools and tackles. The customer should have provided the detailed list with specific tools and tackles. Also, the contractor should have asked the customer to furnish exact specification of tools and tackles, quantity and place of use. In one of our past projects, as we asked, our customer provided the following information during tender stage. Please see that how specifically the list of tools and tackles are mentioned, the specification, quantity and the place of use. Everything is written and is self-explanatory. Please go through. Please see how the customer has furnished in pictorial form also. As a result, we could plan exactly what was required. This enabled us to reduce the price loading of tools and tackles substantially during order finalization stage. Why? Because otherwise we would have considered lot of varieties of tools and tackles which might have of no use during actual execution of work. Whose benefit was this? Definitely the savings goes to customer's pocket. Of course, the engineer of customer puts a little effort in meticulous working during preparation of technical specification of tender document. Secondly, we could make the exact quantity of tools and tackles available during actual work. Thus, the work did not suffer. Third point is, our worker and supervisor could arrange the exact tool just before the activity and set those tools right during job allocation in the beginning of the shift. This is because the place of use has been mentioned. Let us just summarize the bullet points once again. Without specific list, more tools and tackles yet few vital required tools may get missed. Higher rental price. With specific list, less tools yet all utilized. Lower rental price. Maintenance engineers helpful data for future. A common perception by a purchase department of any customer is to consider, say, 20% or 25% of manpower cost as the cost component of tools and tackles. We would like to appraise that it is not so. It is absolutely a misconception. Tools and tackles have no linear relationship with manpower. It solely depends on what is the cost of the tools, the life of the tools, and the frequency of use of the particular tool. Of course, for personal protective equipments, it may be logically applied because safety helmets, safety shoes, and nose masks are proportional to manpower. It is not so for tools and tackles. Vasva Group has made a thorough study on detailed costing of tools and tackles, and we may share during any commercial negotiation provided we get an opportunity to appraise ourselves. Hope we are clear in our stand. We would like to receive specific list of tools and tackles from our esteemed customer in our future. Customer satisfaction is our motto. Our aim is to analyze the grassroots level, how to control execution cost of project, and ultimately in the interest of our esteemed customer. Thank you.